All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the Black Girls Den podcast live. And today we are doing a series called First Sundays. I'm so excited to have some guests on here to talk about girlfriends. We are recapping season 1, episode 10 through 12. But first, I want to let you know about First Sundays. Every first Sunday in 2026, we are going to be talking about a sitcom that we grew up on, and we're going to have conversations about love, life, and just anything that is something that relates to Black women, basically. So every first Sunday, we are going to be going live around this time. So make sure you have your notifications on and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. All right. My name is Alicia. If you're new here, and I will let my guest co-hosts introduce themselves. We could start with Brina and then just go down and over if that works.
Hi, y'all. I'm Brina. I'm from Dallas, Texas, and I am a girlfriend stan. I'm very excited to be here. So, thank you guys so much for inviting me.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Brandy. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. And yep, I love girlfriends. I love the Lord. I love my family. And
I hear
I'm
that.
grateful to be back.
Yes.
Hi. And I am Shawnee Showbiz. I hail from the south side of Chicago, born and raised. And I am a fan of all things Black TV, all things Black history. But nobody loves girlfriends living single, a different world like I do.
Okay.
Period.
So
We gonna find that out today. Now,
I'm ready.
I'm like,
Let's do.
you need to come back on next month because I'm doing living single. I'm talking about living
Let's
single.
go. Let's
Yes,
go.
I'm talking about the
Let's get
love.
it.
And I'm thinking about a different world. So y'all
we'll find out today.
Yeah. Yeah.
please.
I'm also a MC. Goodness gracious,
Oh.
and I've done a Black TV show podcast before.
Oh,
It's actually called the Black TV Shows podcast.
nice.
Period. I love that. That's so funny. That's so funny that the world's so small because I was literally in Chicago and I went to Southside. Now some people told me stuff not to go over there, whatever, offline. But I was like, I was in your side of town. Yeah, I was in Chicago, and then I was on the South Side. I was about to go out listen to some reggae music and stuff like that. But they were talking, and it was a lot going on, so I went back home. But
Don't you cross this city line here again without telling me something.
I will. Okay, I will. I didn't know you lived there, but next time I'm coming up. Next. Well, I guess it's this year, this summer.
Y'all come through here. You let me know something.
Yeah.
He said you better pay homage.
Yeah.
For sure. Period.
Yeah. When I'm in Chicago, I'm gonna let you know. Okay. So there we go. But yeah, so we are here to chat about girlfriends. Season 1, episode 10. I have some questions. We can basically just talk about the overall thing, and then we can just gotta kind of get into the topic. If you are listening, make sure you like this live, and y'all tell us where y'all coming from. Okay, tell us where y'all listening at. So these next 3 episodes was about like friendship and dating. Episode 10, though, y'all can add on it too if you want to. But I felt like it was Joan thinking about like how she kind of always been a bridesmaid, not a bride, but then she like stepped over her. Well, personally, me, I'm gonna say that she kind of like overstepped her boundaries. She was trying to take over Maya's wedding and everything that she was going on, and then of course, Maya and her got into it. Then Joan apologized, and then they like redid the wedding and everything like that. The gist of it basically to me was feeling like, dang, will I ever be a bride? And then also like, well, do you, like, how do you say stuff and show that you care for your friend? Kind of, are you like when you try to, show that you care for your friend, but they take it the wrong way or whatever. And so I think those are just like really the topics that I got from the show, that the episode. So you're welcome to add on, say what you think, and we just chat about it.
Okay.
You like you burning, girl. I'm gonna let you go first.
All right. So Joan it's so much happening in this episode with Joan.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, Joan is bougie.
Yes.
And the bougie is at the behest of all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And on one hand, it's like, thank you, because this is you trying to give your friend this very extravagant wedding. But we also have an issue with word choice.
Mm-hmm.
We have an issue with involving personal feelings and not like kind of being selfish in a way because it's not your day. I've
Mm-hmm.
been in plenty of weddings. I've been a maid of honor a few times. I've been the bridesmaid a few times, and I'll be in a wedding coming up. Whatever the bride wants is what the bride wants,
Mm-hmm.
and what the bride wants, what we strive for is that she gets it. Um, if she tell you that she wants you to wear a dress that you deem ugly, that's you got to wear the dress. If you're not gonna wear the dress, then you can't be a part of the wedding. It just is what it is. You have to follow these rules. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really a fan of how the dress looked either, or the dress is. But like, girl, you got to take this one on the chin.
I feel like to add to your thing, I feel like Joan was given a little bit of Tony. I said, "Oh, this is where the bouginess comes out." Because you don't really see it because she's always sticking up for Maya. But I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm seeing Tony right here." Like she was like, can we do this? Can we change the material of the dress? Maya said, "You get a whole new dress." I was so weak. I was like, "Yeah, she's giving Tony right there."
Okay, I hate to raise my hand, but I want
No,
to.
you're fine.
Okay, I want to go a step deeper than this. Okay, so I'm a Joan stan. I feel like out of all the girlfriends, me and her are most alike. The
Mm-hmm.
only thing is with Joan, she tends to overstep boundaries, and she does like to have a lot of control with just a whole lot of things, and we see that in her dating history and all of that kind of stuff. So, what points out or what sticks out to me is I think Joan is very structured. Her and Tony are both kind of like they grew up in those kind of two-parent households before Joan's mom and them divorced. And so for her, in her mind, it is like a certain way that things have to be done. She's a lawyer. She's very structured. So she sees that as like a rites of passage. Like if you're going to get married, you need to have this. And this is what it looks like. And I think a lot of people have in their mind what certain things look like. And I think it is, like Maya said, classist and egregious. It does come down to thinking that some ways are superior to the things that we do when we get creative. Maya said this is what means more to me, having a big old circle with my family hovered around holding hands, my aunt Cece making the cake. And I think it is a thing of when we think about like class and what's important, like her and Tony both ascribe to Western society ideology that we need to obtain this certain level of this for it to be classy and for this to be, and for Maya and them, they don't look at things that way. She's like, I understand you could afford all this, but it's not what I want. It's not how I grew up, and that doesn't make me feel comfortable and safe, or this doesn't give me a sense of like comfortability, if that makes sense. So when Maya told her out, that was one of my favorite scenes. She was like, "Your classist and egregious." She said, "I'm sick of telling white people what's so special about us when I'm sick of telling other black people like you." I was like, "Girl."
I was like, "Ooh, okay, Maya."
Girl. So she wasn't wrong. She wasn't wrong with her assertion. I think it was more than just Joan wanting the wedding to be about her and her lack of like, where she wanted or where she felt like she should be. That was part of it. But I think the biggest part was thinking like her ways are the way that things should be.
Yeah, and like it should look like this, it should look like this, because it's like it's a wedding, it's a nice thing. Like, girl, what you got? You need sad and you need this. And I think that's also important in friendship. What you just said, like everybody has different things that they think is important to them, and I feel like you learn that in everyday life. Like talking to my friends and stuff like that. Like I love to travel, right? But like some of my friends, that's not important to them. They might want to be around their family. Like people talk about that with like holidays and different things like that. I'm gonna take a trip, you could go home, So I feel like even learning that within friendship, like learning what people deem as important, what they feel like they take more pride in. I think that that's something that this episode also shows as well too. So I like that you said that.
So I think that in that episode, I'm not going to say either one were right or wrong. What I saw happening was Joan looks at Maya probably like a little sister that she never had. And I think she was trying to, at that point, broaden her horizons and not try to necessarily on purpose change the trajectory, but she was just trying to, reach back and say, hey, let me pull you up to what would be classy in her eyes. We can do it a more excellent way. But sometimes just because that is the more excellent way of doing something in your eyes, it doesn't mean it might be the appropriate way to with somebody else. Because if we look later on in the seasons, Maya was flying first class, wasn't she? She started buying all kind of different stuff. So I think that Joan may have moved prematurely in that moment of trying to say, hey, let me show you a more excellent way to do it, because Maya's mind frame was not there. And so it was hurtful to Maya because it came off like, oh, you think you're better than me. And that was not Joan's intention. She wanted to show her, like, this is how much I love you. And I want to do this for you, because if it's not me that is going down the aisle, I want to be able to bless you how I would want somebody to bless me, is really how I saw it. And I think just because they were on two different levels and they didn't know each other to the extent that they did, as seasons going on, Maya took offense because she felt like you are acting as if I'm not as good as you, or I'm not on your level. And I think that is a thing in our community where if it's not our idea, it's not a good idea. And so that was like an eye opener, like for me, because I could see it both ways. When I was younger, definitely would have did it Maya's way. But now that I'm older, I do believe that Joan had the better option. But don't get me wrong, because let me tell you something. I love a good pound cake, okay?
Hello.
My aunt making pound cake.
Listen,
You know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I feel like you made a really good point about if we look seasons later, and not to jump too far ahead, because we don't know who's watching, who's been seeing this, but not to jump too far ahead. But when Maya goes out and buys the dress and has the argument with Darnell, because she starts to get to another level, when she starts to appreciate the finer things. So I agree with you on that. However, I did know that Joan made a good point about, well, we've been friends a year, and you didn't bother up until this time to try to even come to my house, and you asking what colors to wear when you come through. So there is a little bit of both. And so I agree. I think people would like to say everything is either wrong or right. I just think it was kind of like a misfire.
A gray area.
Yeah, there was a lot of gray area. But I agree with you. Maya did start to aspire and be like, you know what, I'm going first class and I want this and that. So it's exciting to see the progression.
That was so funny. Yeah, she was like, you ain't never been in my house before. This is funny, but like everybody goes to Joan's house. But I did like your comment about the big sister too thing. I also do think that's a good thing too in friendships, in relationships, like showing people other things. And sometimes it does come off like, in a way, it comes off snobby or silly, but it's like sometimes, like people want to show you the finer things of life. That's just like if you're in a relationship or whatever. Some women, some are flashy, some men are not flashy, but it's like you want to be able to show people different things. And Joan is a lawyer. She does have more money, so she's going to look at things differently. And so that's just kind of her perspective. So I think that was actually, I like that part too as well.
Yeah, and I like the perspective that you brought when you said that Joan was taking the position of, I want to bless you the way I wish someone would bless me, because I didn't consider that at first. What I saw it was you in a room full of everybody with the same one mindset, and you're the sore thumb. And then when the play cousin say, I can't afford another $50 dress, and then Joan goes, I can pay for it. Oh, like, yeah, girl, you looking like you throwing your money at them, or you look like you putting yourself out there in a negative light. And so of course it's not going to go over well. But thank you for that perspective, because now I can look at things differently.
Yes, great, 4 different perspectives. Oh, this is giving girlfriends 4 different women, 4 different perspectives.
Right.
I do want to ask this question. Anybody can answer it if you don't have an example or not, but bringing it to like realistic things, like these are just some questions that I have. Okay. So the first question is, have you ever overstepped your boundary with, a friend? In the comments, y'all can share it too. If you want to share it, you can share it or not. Do you feel like you are always the bridesmaid, never the bride? If you are always the bridesmaid, if not, I understand. Or if you have thoughts about dating outside of your race. Those are kind of the questions.
I'm glad you brought that part up.
Okay. See, you had to hit it all. You got something?
I'm trying to think which one I want to answer.
Well, you can answer all of them if you want to.
Okay, what was the first one?
The first one was, have you ever overstepped your boundary with comments, like in a friendship?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Don't ask me what I said because I was young,
uh,
but um, I've said some wild stuff growing
mhm,
up. Actually, you know what? I can think of one. I was really good friends with the girl in high school. I'm not gonna put her name out, but we're still cool to this day. And I learned that she was gay in high school, and I was taught differently.
mhm,
Um, and I wasn't so accepting back then. And honestly, I think she might have been the one to teach me how to be accepting
Mhm.
of it. Um, but beforehand, like I was saying, the wildest, not necessarily about her. I didn't know at the time,
Mm-hmm.
but she was afraid to tell me because I was saying wild stuff.
Now, what would you say in high school?
Uh, well, really, I was just saying, like, it's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Oh, okay.
Um, and Lord knows who I heard that from, but yeah, that's one experience that I can recall where I've overstepped in the comment. But we've since made up. We apologized, but it was a big reality check at 14, 15.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wouldn't say any wild comments, but I had kind of like a similar experience because I like grew up in the church and stuff like that. And I've like encountered somebody that was that. And so we like had conversations. We had like conversations about it, but it was no like nothing crazy. But I was like, oh my goodness, like, just seeing different perspectives, just like meeting people and they're like, oh, this people have totally different lives than you, or like, how people live is very different. So thanks for sharing that. It's interesting. Anybody else want to share about how they overstep? I don't got nothing.
Um, I think that in regards to what both of you were saying, that I'm almost positive because religion will teach you to cut people off if they're different from you or if they don't feel the same way that you feel. But when you actually have a relationship with Christ, you know how to handle each person.
Come on.
So I'm sure that I have in the past probably said something wild, just as you all have said. But I have since learned, because I have a relationship, when my sins was nailed on the cross, so was everybody else's. And
Mhm.
so now I'm able to embrace people. And I actually have a coworker that had told me, I'm going to be totally transparent because of X, Y, and Z. And let me tell you something. If you can sleep at night, then hey, you go ahead and go to sleep, because I sleep good. I sleep with my mouth open. The Bible says, with loving kindness, I draw thee, and that's what I'm going to do. So I have learned from speaking out of turn and out of line that sometimes your response needs to be no response.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I know, because in my BC days before Christ,
Mm-hmm.
I used to cut up. So it's no telling what I would cuss people out. I'd fight them. I was always, speaking out of turn. And that's to answer the first question.
I'm fine.
Did you want to answer the first question? Because I was going to say something about the second one. Okay. What was the second
The
question?
second was, do you feel like you are always the bridesmaid, never the bride?
Oh no, because I
Yeah,
do have
you,
a
yeah,
husband. So
that question isn't for you. I mean, maybe
I
about that's
could.
not part of your race. I don't know, but
Oh, well, you know what? I did years ago have a Jewish boyfriend.
oh, okay.
And that was when I say the best boyfriend I had next to my husband, but
Mhm.
I was uneducated about,
Mhm.
their beliefs and what I would have to do. And now them skirts that the Jewish women wear is shy, but I just couldn't see me at the moment, and then plus I'm
Okay,
not sure where
Tony.
they
Okay, Tony, I see you, girl.
What did
Okay.
I tell you the first last time? I said that when people meet me, they always say Tony, but I might.
Yes, you
You could be, but the Jewish boyfriend that threw me out. I was like, look
Yeah.
at Todd. Listen to Todd.
I
Shoot.
have
We
your
never
little
knew what happened.
side.
We never knew what happened with Tony after she left. So, you could have got you a
did.
husband.
That is
I
so funny.
I don't know about them skirts all day, every day. I wear pants at any time. So because I was uneducated, the relationship, it didn't really go far. But when I say the best boyfriend that I had before my husband, he was the best.
That's good. I love that earlier you were saying the first question you were talking about like religion and like relationship, and you were talking about how now it's like love and kindness. I feel like even as Christians, like people forget that it's like, okay, even if you don't agree, but like where is the love and kindness at?
Yeah, because love and kindness, I draw thee. If you don't have love for somebody may want to come out of what it is that they're doing. But if I'm not trying to teach you the gospel and I'm turning my back on you, then how are you going to ever learn that this is what the Lord said is wrong? Not what Brandy said is wrong, but this is what he said is wrong. And so if I don't have a good answer for you because I can't talk to you, because then I have crucified Christ anew, because it's damns and days, because I'm supposed to go out and spread. He said, go out and make disciples of the nations. So now I'm failing at what he done instructed me to do, because you are different from me. And it's a shame. And it's a sad day for people that think that they're going to go to heaven when they'd had all these rules and regulations about why they couldn't go here, why they couldn't do that, because sinners was going to be there. Well, do you know that sinners live in your house?
Hello.
So religion,
and did you know that you were born into sin? Huh?
Okay, hello.
People forget too that the Father is a refiner. So when you start slowly creeping in and getting to know him, he's going to start refining and showing you those pieces of yourself, even there. So I don't feel like you have to automatically go in and just force yourself. Once you're filled with the Holy Spirit, you're going to want to start making those changes and moving closer to him. Anything that's not of his will, you're going to start feeling convicted about.
Okay, hello.
So that's now don't change the podcast now, because we can get into it, honey.
Okay, hello. Let's get
it. I love the Lord. We can talk about it. We can talk about it.
But if you you love God, then you're a liar.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just feel like that was a great point though, because I feel like with religion, people kind of they forget to don't do this, but they forget that part about it. And I'm like, all these things people are being mean and nasty and stuff like that. And it's like, that's really not what we're supposed to do. If we're supposed to be trying to be Christ-like. So that's really why I wanted to touch on that, because I felt like it was very important in how, day to day and what you think about even that, like you're open-minded, because some people, they might not even date outside their race, but they might not date a religion. They might not look at the Jewish. They might not look at Muslims, everything like that. So it's just like, okay, being open and just seeing you try. It's like at least you tried it and you're like, okay, maybe it's not for me. But some people might just be so close-minded that they be like, oh no, I am not, so that's why.
That's because they might be immature in Christ and they're not there yet. And then you know what? That's when you got to give them grace, because at one point in time I wasn't there, and so somebody prayed for me. So you just that's why we always pray and not faint.
Hey, don't.
I know she said Maya, but she said immature, not immature, but immature. So she's there refined. So I don't know. You might be a little Tony, a little Maya, like a combination.
Little everybody.
Has anybody else? Oh, what were you gonna say?
Oh yeah. So as far as Tony, I want to kind of go back into that too. So with Tony, I know that she had talked about, there's another brother with a white woman again, and that's how the whole topic came into. So for me, I can say I've lived in California, but then my mom had moved us to New Mexico, and it was, white Hispanics and white people. So I was like the only black person in all my classes, and a lot of the brothers was not checking for the sisters. So I grew up with a very poor self-image or complex about myself, just based off how other people viewed me, not how I felt about myself. So as I grew older, my ideas about me started to change. I went to HBCU and had some positive experiences, but I can say that. I had a dating experience, and I dated a white guy my senior year of high school, and it was a great relationship. He was so kind, really good guy. But if I had probably had the option of dating the brothers, I might not have went to that side, but it opened up my mind to where I'm very open-minded about who I am. I think that was I'll be honest, I think that's the last serious person that I dated outside of my race, but I'm definitely open to it. I wouldn't discount discounted, you know.
Mhm.
But you know, I love my brothers. I do. My boyfriend, my current boyfriend is black, but I wouldn't cast that to the side. That's to be fair. I think instead of like Tony with she kind of dated, you know, she was hypergamous, and you can call it whatever you want, but she was hypergamous. She dated at her tax bracket or pretty much above. That was her thing. And for me, I mean, I don't know, this could be taken really crazy now but if I'm dating outside of my race, I do want them to have their stuff more together than somebody of our own race. And I know that's a lot. I know, girl, I see you cringing up there. I know that sounds awful to say, but that's kind of, I would prefer them to have it a little bit more together. I feel like they just have.
Is that what you want, or that's, you know, the mind frame that
I would prefer that if I were to date outside my race, I would be more strict.
I think it's like an expectation.
Yes, I have higher expectations for them.
So it's like,
yes.
Because I'm dipping over here, this person is gonna have X, Y, and Z. So I understand what you're saying.
My expectations are a lot higher with just the current climate and systematic issues that we have. So that's all I will say.
Bro,
my expectations are already high.
Yeah,
my expectations are already high, but they got to be a little bit step up, you know, for me to leave some familiarity, for me to leave shared experience. I think those things are very important in our culture, and I want my kids to look like me. So
I appreciate if you had this much. Okay.
you gotta, you know, I won't take some of the, you know.
I understand.
Now me, I'm big bag busting out the Bentley Bantayga, blackity black. Okay. And I love me a black man.
Love
anybody outside of a black man, you know, pretty to look at, you know, but I want me a black man. And I have a black man.
Period. Okay.
I'm not married, but we've been together for a while. And yeah, it's just I can't see myself not being with a black man. One, this N-word flies out my mouth entirely. Two, secondarily, I can't do that. So I don't feel like I could mesh for real with anybody who's not black. You know, I need to be able to come home and complain about black issues and somebody actually feel me on a skin deep level. Or you know, I can be able to come home and say something that I don't have to explain.
That's what it is.
I have a little thing. This is to everybody. But does black men love us the way black women love black men? That's just
I think there are some.
My husband black, he loved me.
I think there are some. I think there are. Well, I won't even say some. I think there are quite a few that do. I think like it depends on your upbringing and all this thing, and a lot of different factors. I know personally, I ain't gonna go too deep into it, but people in my family that I've seen that may not date within our race and things, a lot of times it goes down to how they feel about themselves and how they feel about them. But those are not the types that you want to date anyway, because they're going to be taking all of that frustration out on you. So it's better off that they go where they're appreciated, or where they appreciate, or where they appreciate everybody else. But if you really look at this situation, like with the situation with Sharon, not to go too far off now, but they're, you know, those women are not living those cushy lives and things. They're still dealing with those issues that I prefer my sisters not deal with.
Period. Well, I do love that. I was really asking that because I agree with like trying to like be relatable and everything like that. But I guess because we are talking about the media and things that you see on social media and stuff like that, it's just like sometimes men just be so nasty, but it could go back to, you know, like they might not even love their self, right? And so it's just like, I just feel like women online, you see black women like, I want to marry me a black man, but it's like, I don't see that many black men online saying like, I love me a black woman, unless they're like already married. But I just feel like black women, we like champion it a lot more than black men, and that's just from what I see. I don't know, you all might see different things. So,
and I think the media a lot of times has us fooled. Because, you know, somebody could chop this up, what we're talking about right now, and, you know, turn it into saying that we were, you know, saying something that we totally were not. So the media has an agenda. And if they can keep us separate from one another, then they have done their job. Just as many Black women that say that they love Black men, you can find that amount of Black men that love Black women. But what you have to keep in mind, men aren't always as vocal about certain things as women are. They will show you versus they're going to say, well, this is the type of Black woman I want to love. You know, they're out here, but it's not zoomed in on, because again, you want to bring out the anger. You want to push the narrative that they don't once they get rich, they don't went somewhere else, and that's not true.
Mhm.
And if we research it, we can find that a lot of them are married to, you know, Black women, but it's a false narrative to keep people upset, up in arms, and to be able to say, well, I'm gonna just do this because, you know, I don't get no respect over here anyway. So the media has a job to do, and they're doing it by making us feel unloved and unprotected, and that's just not true. So
Now, yeah, now we'll say I agree with you on the media. I get that part. I'm talking about like real, but like it'd be like real people, like these red pill podcasts, like these comments and stuff. That's what I think I'm more or less talking about. Like that's what I'd be seeing. Like, well, why would I do this? Well, why would I marry a Black woman? Like y'all want too much. Y'all standards too high. Like I'm talking about the comments, and not that I really take that in, but I'm like that stuff is prevalent on the media, and that's people saying stuff, whether it's about or whether it's like, you know, I don't. It's about, or if it's like what you see, but I'm like that red pill content, like that's a lot, like the Kevin Samuels, the other, like the people, like that's a lot of that out.
Well, no, she's not wrong.
She was like,
but I don't think that's exclusive just to Black women. I think red pill content is taking over with just the evolution of women not needing men for the same things. But I do agree. I've had personal experiences where I've had Black men say some very derogatory things about us as Black women. So it is a real thing. I don't think it's as big numbers as we think. I think it's maybe for the ones that feel maybe undesirable, but maybe they are undesirable in the community. And part of that could be your whole attitude and mindset wrapped around it. Honestly, no, let's be honest.
Like, you're undesirable. You're undesirable. It's not, women don't want you, and that's why I guess I'm saying, because black women are like, oh, I want a Black man. They're like, oh, they don't want me. Well, are you mean? You know, like, are you kind? Like, what are you? Are you holding doors open? Are you just acting?
How's your hygiene?
Their access to women used to come just because we needed a place to stay, because we couldn't get in the 70s. That's how long ago it was that we had to have property in their name, and the only reason we could get property in our name is if your husband died or something like that. Yeah. So it literally was eradicated within the 70s. So things have changed. A lot of men had access to women just be based off of that need. And now that we don't have the need, some of them are not trying to adjust to the new system, and they don't think they have to be kind. They don't have to be sweet. They don't have to take out the trash and do the dishes. What do you know? Help with the dishes and the kids.
That's what I'm saying. So now they're not identity crisis. Maybe I should there because we don't need them, and they feel like they don't have to do anything. So I understand. Let me answer this question, and then we're gonna go to the next episode. So, hi, Happy New Year, Destiny. Thanks for joining us. I'm glad you discovered it live. We are talking about basically lessons we learned from girlfriends. We watched 3 episodes, and we're just kind of talking about that. And I'm just coming up with questions and asking people, asking them on the live. We just talked about we talked about episode 10, and that was about Joan and Maya getting married. So we're just talking about each episode. So if you're still on here and you watch Girlfriends, you know, you can chat with us in the comments. If you haven't ever heard of Girlfriends, you might want to go watch it, look it up, and then watch the live, you know. But comment, and thanks for commenting, share with your friends. And we're just gonna, does anybody have anything else to say about episode 10, or y'all want to go to episode 11?
I was gonna say, Destiny girl, if you haven't seen Girlfriends, we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff that's relatable that you'll be able to understand. So stick around.
Yes.
Please and thank you.
Yes. So woo, shout out to Destiny. And if y'all are watching this, even if it's the replay, make sure y'all like this live and let me know where y'all listening from, because I see the numbers, but I need some comments, okay, y'all. But anything else about episode 10 before we go to the next episode? Okay, so episode 11, this is all about, we're gonna be talking about dating, of course, some more. Now I'm not saying put y'all business out. I don't know, but the episode was about Joan. This was a crazy episode. If somebody else wants to talk about it, but it was like Joan was dating a married man. Basically, she didn't know that he was married. Then she thought it was Tony.
He's so funny.
Then Tony was dating a man, and he told her that he was married. Whole
It
time
wasn't.
he wasn't married. So, child, it was a lot going on, but Tony loved being married to Tony loved messing with a married man. Baby Joan was shook if, and now we know women are kind of crazy, child, because the girl was coming up to the to the job, to the house, everything. So this whole episode is just about, would you date a married man? What did you think about it? Or have you dated a married man? If you want to tell your tea, and maybe what would you do if that happened to you? So those are the questions. Whoever wants to go first can go. I'm going to do another comment. Happy New Year's, Kiwan. Shout out to you. Thank you.
I just want to clarify. Tony didn't love dating married men, but it wasn't off limits for what she needed. If he was providing, she didn't care about it.
Yeah, I guess that's what I mean. Yeah, Tony loved to date him. Like, she's like, oh yeah, like she wasn't no worries, but they definitely had to have some money. So
Okay.
that was that episode. There was a lot going on. So
It was a lot.
Anybody can start. I'll let somebody else start.
I answered the first time, so I'm gonna let y'all go.
Okay.
Go ahead, girl.
Oh, okay. If I dated a married man, I didn't know about it.
Period.
So sorry to that woman if that was what was going on. Shame on that man. But if I were to find out that I was dating a married man, hello Barbara. This is sure.
Okay.
I'm not calling to tell you that the man is mine. I'm letting you know that I just found out, and I'm releasing him to you. Like we done. Like,
you gonna slide into the DM or something?
I might just call her. I might.
Okay, you gonna get her number?
Cause like I'm not. Why would you do me like that? You have a wife. What you here for?
Not everybody miserable. I'm calling. I'm telling.
I'm telling your wife on you because
Scary.
You're crazy. No.
Yeah.
I hope she take you for everything you got.
Okay, period. But they don't got nothing. I'm just playing.
Facts.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, so you telling. I feel like that's kind of scary nowadays because but a lot going on. But I understand you telling. If you didn't know, that's good. I've also not dated a married man before because I don't do that. But nowadays you gotta do too much to even. It's crazy in dating. Like, you have to do so much. Like, are they married? Do they have kids? Are they hiding a wife? Are they hiding a family? Like, you gotta do so much. You gotta get their social security number, child, because you gotta do background check. Like, it's too much. I do know somebody that did date a married man, but they didn't know either. And it's like you find out. And my background is different, so I know a lot of people who like are married. Like just in the what is it called? Just like
legal
career. Yeah, well, legal, but like just because of like what the career field or whatever that my parents was in, it's kind of like people be married, they be doing their own thing, child. Now that's
like you're married on paper, but you do your own thing.
Yeah, do your own thing. But sometimes a wife don't know. Like it's these different type of industries that people in. It could be you say truck drivers. It could be soldiers. It's the industries that people in. It could be a little bit more sneakier. So, oh yes, look, this is my friend, y'all. She does reviews of me too as well. She said these married men act real single. Yuck. And
yuck. Yes, there you go. You gotta do it just like that, girl. Just like that.
They do. They be on the dating app too. It's like, you married, how you on a dating app, child? So
like people say that there's no more single person than a married man.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw that on Facebook or Twitter. I saw it somewhere. And Lord, you ain't lied.
Yeah, they be married, child. They be doing everything but be at home with their wife. Like, what is going on?
And that's not all to say, but I'll say this. That's why I got off the dating apps years ago and never looked back, because I feel like there was a good portion of people that were married or in situationships or serial daters. I was like, this is not for me. I had to get off of that a long time ago.
And sometimes they be on there talking about, I'm married and my wife know. Does she know, Carla?
It's the in the DMs and then the post of happy birthday to my beautiful wife. Happy anniversary, my love.
Okay, so I'll say this. I haven't dated a married man, but I ended up connecting with this guy from college. And me and him went on some dates to try to reconnect because we used to talk back in the day. And I think he always kind of liked me. And so he would come in. He lived in Austin. I lived in Dallas. He would drive down. We would hang out. And we too, he came to visit. We had a great time. He left. And the next thing I know, he's proposing to his girlfriend on Facebook. And I was like, oh my gosh, really? But it was so early on that I wasn't super invested. I was just like, oh, wow. And so I just I think I deleted him off of social media and that was it. And he came and apologized a while later, but I was like, how dare you?
I was going to ask, it's on TikTok. TikTok is definitely going down. But they be like, I went on a date with this dude and I found out that he got married on TikTok, like posting engagement, stuff like that. I'd be like, this stuff is wild. Like, and it's happening to this day. So that's why I'm like, this show is so relatable because I'm like, what's really happening to this day on social media? These dudes are dating women and then proposing to their girlfriend the next day. Like, what world, like, what universe are we living in right now?
Yeah, that's the
they had to be sure that they were sure. I guess I don't know.
But like, let me see. Let me see, or maybe that was no
like,
intent.
let me make sure this is what I want to do.
So I have not.
Because I don't know. Because I blocked him on everything. He showed it, hit me up. I'm like, sir, we're done. Like we're no longer.
To the wives with single husbands, my advice is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, release them.
Okay.
Release them. So you didn't feel like you told her, like you didn't feel like you wanted to tell her, or I don't know if you knew her or not, but
no, I did not necessarily. I feel like no, not necessarily. I don't think it was far enough along. It wasn't a lot of investment. It was just we kind of connected because I actually seen him in like New Orleans randomly. I was in New Orleans, he was in New Orleans. We kind of connected and. Just to see, I kind of was trying to see what it was about, if it was something there. And I wasn't really invested myself. So I was like, okay, you guys go on and be happy and good luck, sister. But no, I was good. Me personally, as far as relationships and marriage, I take marriage very seriously. So I never ever wanted to like overstep my boundaries in somebody's relationship because I wouldn't want anybody to do that to mine, So I really respect marriage a lot and that covenant. And so if you're gonna cheat on your wife, it ain't gonna be with me, okay? And if I do happen to see you, I'm gonna tell.
People do not take the covenant seriously.
They don't take the covenant serious at all.
To my friend, this girl just talked about how she got married. And I'm about to read it because I'm like, people don't take the covenant seriously, people don't take marriage seriously. But that's what it is. It's because like if your married man is cheating on you or like, and it's like, how do you take it seriously? Like how are you going to take it seriously? Because this girl, she posted on Threads. She said, there's nothing that scares me more than people who are married and cheated on their spouse. If you break a sacred covenant with God and the highest promise you can make to another person, you can't be trusted with anything. They say, if you'll betray God, you'll betray any person. There's nothing you're capable of doing. Mm-hmm. Somebody commented and said they were like spoken like a newlywed. I'm like, that's not funny. Of course, he said life happens. The flesh gets weak. People lose their way. 15 years in, 9 years married. Both cheated during a really dark time. They repented, sought counsel, committed to doing the work, and the marriage is now stronger than ever. And that's another thing. He said, God forgives us and we forgive each other. Forever is a long time, my dear. Life has taken me places that I swear I would never go, never say never. But then it always goes to like when it's like, oh, y'all went through things. Like cheating has to be the only thing like everybody goes through. The trials and tribulations. Like, why does it always have to be cheating? I'm just like, it's supposed to be sacred, but y'all are making it like anybody could do it. Like the covenant is not sacred anymore.
And I think because a lot of times people enter into the covenant prematurely. Because what we have to realize is just like with the girlfriends, they were in their 20s. And so you all are in your 30s. I'm in my 40s. What we have to realize is, and to answer the question, no, I have not tried to get with nobody else, man. I might ask him where he got his food from, but I don't want your man. So what we have to realize is in dating as well as in marriage, you are going to change. Who you ladies are today in 2 years, you might have different desires. Just like you said that you like traveling right now. Mm-hmm. So you might like collecting art in a couple years. Our interests are going to change. So that's why when people think, oh, I got to get a husband or I got to get a wife, you are not really realizing that I don't care how raggedy the marriage is, God is going to always honor the covenant. So just like we can, prime example, we look at Clarissa Shields and Papoose, or Cardi B and Stephon Diggs. These are covenants, whether both of them cheating or one of them cheating, and God is not going to play with none of this. And so I think that because it's so common that people think, well, I'm married on paper, but I can, because let me tell you something. When you stood up and you said those vows in front of that preacher, probably a bunch of ugly relatives that you don't even talk to no more, and God, he didn't play about it. Just because you was playing, he didn't. And so say that Remy Ma say today that she want her husband back and she begin to pray about it. Do you know what could happen to that young lady? Because see, one thing about it, God is going to honor that person with the covenant. He's not going to honor the other person. And what people have to realize is it's more than just a piece of paper. This is what you said that you wanted to do. This is how you said that you're going to honor God. And I think if more people really, I blame, and I don't want to say it this way, but I blame the church, because we always look at, y'all need to go ahead on and get married. Y'all need to do this and that without going through the proper steps and expectations and giving people real life scenarios. Because I think that the church does not have a love problem. There's a discipleship issue. Because if we would properly disciple young men and women and then stop telling them that that the goal is to get married. No, the goal is to stay married. Because my husband can testify. He'd have been married to 19 different people and he'd have only been married to me. Because in those 12 and a half years that we've been married, I have changed so much. He don't know who he may wake up to tomorrow. But if you are not willing to put in the work, so it's not just saying something that sounds deep or cute to say that marriage is work. No, it really is work. Because when we may have a argument or something, and right now I don't like you today, but I got to learn how to love you as unto the Lord. And people are not trying to teach other people that me bringing somebody else into the equation is not the issue. It's not the solution. And him doing the same thing, because guess what? If that's what you decide to do, guess what? Jesus, I need you on the main line. And guess what's going to happen? The person that jumped up in the covenant don't know nothing about what's going on. He may be saying, I'm horrible, I'm beating him, whatever it is. I'm the one that got the covenant. It ain't even about the ring, it's about the covenant. And I think that people fail to realize the seriousness of what could happen to you when you enter into that covenant, because God don't play about his covenant. So that's why people will be like, oh, well, it's just this and it's just that, because they are unlearned. And if people will begin to educate other people that, you don't want to mess with that, you don't want to play with that, then I think that people wouldn't be so eager and anxious to jump up in and be the third wheel in somebody's marriage.
I literally agree with what you're saying. And I despise when people are like, marriage is just a piece of paper. Marriage is just a piece of paper. And that's when you don't know what marriage is, because marriage is a covenant. And then also, if you want to say marriage is just a piece of paper, you could say easily money is just a piece of paper. That's just a piece of paper, and that's a resource. It's a resource. It's an ends to a mean, and so is that paper that you're signing to get married. So many people are focused on it's just a paper, but then want to walk around talking about, oh, that's my husband. Well, is y'all married? No, I hate people always say husband and wife. Y'all not married. If it's just such a piece of paper, then why y'all want to use the word so bad? The words are not interchangeable. Boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, husband, like they're not interchangeable. And I think that people are forgetting that it is a covenant, and they're just out here doing whatever willy-nilly. And maybe the church isn't teaching them to as well, but also I think as people, I would say that it's also social media, because on one hand you see people are getting married so quickly. They be like, oh, I got married in 6 months. Like, dang, girl, God, did you know him? Or then you see people waiting 10 years and they're like, oh, it takes you a long time to just get married. Like, it takes 10 years. It's like there's no in between. So I feel like it's kind of both and push on both sides. They don't know how serious the covenant is. And then they're just like, oh, or we could just, we could just sign papers and we can get married. So I feel like that is kind of a toss up, and people don't value marriage. Also, I feel like people don't value marriage. It's how you believe it. But, they talk about shacking up. If you can basically have a baby, live together, and do everything like that, that's why people are not getting married, because that's what you were used to do before you got married, back in the 70s, 80s, whatever. When women would get married, then they would have kids and stuff like that. But nowadays, people are having kids before they're married and stuff like that. And so I feel like that's another reason why people are just like, oh, marriage is a piece of paper, because it's like y'all aren't really doing it how it was intended to be, you know? And so I feel like that's another cause of that. And to getting married or doing whatever, you know, getting married at a young age and whatever, that's another reason why you see people out here just wanting to be side chicks. They're just like, oh yeah, I just want to be, you know, have fun, side chicks or whatever. It's like, I'll be the married man because I don't got to deal with him, but he'll give me some money and stuff like it. Like that's a whole culture now, like a side chick culture. So I just feel like
that ain't now, girl. That's been forever.
Okay.
It's been around a long time.
Listen,
but I think the real issue, yeah, it is. You do reap what you sow, and I think the main issue is that people have taken God out of the center of it.
Yeah.
Because when you have that foundation, that really keeps you accountable. If you really believe in it, not to say like you said, y'all on TikTok, so you heard about that one pastor. No, he's performing. We're not talking about Pastor Elijah McDonald, whatever his name is.
Oh my gosh, you've seen that?
Yes, girl. We're not talking about him. He's a performer. I think like people who have a true relationship, who are really truly seeking the kingdom, I think then you have a different foundation and a different mindset about what marriage is, because it is a covenant and it's a bond between two people, and you're supposed to glorify the kingdom with your marriage. It's bringing those two things together.
But I will pause you on that because I watched that story and I love her now. Her name, I don't really want to say it on here. Well, I forgot her name, but what I was saying, like people rush into marriage, and yes, she might have been ready. It's a pastor, but then now he dating somebody else. I don't know what's going on, but it's like people are rushing into marriage. She only knew him for like a year. You're long distance. Like there's more things in there. She had a child, but she was talking about it. She did
I wouldn't say it was the Russian part. I'm sorry to enter. I wouldn't say it's the Russian. I would say her discernment was off. She knew because she had an incident prior to that should have forewarned her not to get married, and she still went through with the marriage.
Now,
that was the father. He will always give you a warning before the storm. Like when Noah was building the ark, he's always going to give you an opportunity.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but that's what to my point is too, because she's seen that and she still married him, but. Think about it again. We're in church. We want to live right. So it's like, okay, I'm just going to forgive him. Whatever she said. She's like, I'm already doing this thing. Okay, I will marry him because that's the right thing to do. You know, we can forgive. We can work through it. But I say rushing because I'm like, you had to uproot your whole life with your son to move to another state to be with this man that you only dated long distance. And I feel like sometimes people are rushing to get married to have the covenant, and then you don't get to know somebody because now she's pregnant and now she's gonna have to deal with him for the next 18 years of her life.
So let's talk about this too, because this is one thing that I feel like the church has messed up. If you really read the Bible, that is the one offense where you can really leave your husband or spouse is infidelity. No, a lot of people like to glaze over that. So she didn't have to accept that. She accepted that because she wanted to continue with her needs when the father was trying to show her something completely different. I don't want us to get confused. I wasn't talking about her marrying him. I was talking about before she married him. So I wasn't talking about staying with him in the marriage. No, he cheated beforehand because she made him fire. Oh yeah. I was saying I didn't want you to get. I wasn't saying that she should have stayed with him. I wasn't saying that she should have stayed with him when she got married. Then he cheated. No. I was saying that because she ended up getting married to him after he already cheated and she stayed. I said that she chose that and she clearly wanted to stay there. She wanted to be with him. And I was saying how she uprooted her life to be there. And I was like, maybe she wanted to be a pastor's wife. They always say maybe like the man is a prize. But then I was saying, but now she ended up marrying him and she was pregnant. So now she's tied to him for at least 18 years. That's what I'm saying. Because she's now having a baby by him. But that's what I'm saying. When people are moving so fast, it's like, okay, dang girl, you just got married to him. You just met, like you literally just met this man a year ago. That's why I'm thinking that is too fast for me. I don't think it was the fast part necessarily. I think it was more so of the signs were there and you ignored them. And that's
why it was too fast. That's why
the lack of wisdom.
I know couples that have been together for 6 months or 9 months and got married. I mean, it is possible. It just depends on what your values and foundation is. And God was showing her something. That's the thing. He will reveal things to you.
Yeah. That's
but no, I'm just saying you said the fast part. I don't agree with necessarily the fast part. I don't know if it was.
I'm saying that it's fast because what we just said, he cheated on her before they got married. She
Mhm.
could have chose not to get married. Do you see what I'm
She
saying?
should have just exited stage left. I don't know.
And
It was wrong person, not wrong situation. If that makes sense.
yes, but but I think that's why I'm saying that it was too fast because if he cheated on her before she got married, why did she get married so quickly? And I'm not putting nothing on blame on her because he cheated on her, but I'm saying why go and get married so quickly? If he cheated on you, yeah, he showed you that he fired the pastor, right? I mean, he fired somebody. Now they talk about that. So I'm saying, why would you get married? Why would you get married so quickly? And then you already know he cheated. You already know, like you're in the church and you're already so under stuff, and then you're gonna get pregnant by him. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it kind of went too quickly for me. And I am gonna say you just met this man a year ago. You don't know people. You don't know people. And I think that in the church though, like we just like she was just saying, Brandy, like they're just like, oh, get married, get married, get married. You're dating somebody, get married. So she said, okay, I'm dating a pastor. He's serious about me. He's serious about me because he came and visited me. He flew to see me. He met my son. But you don't know this person in and out. And so that's why I'm saying that sometimes people do rush to get married, and then it's like, okay, you get married, and it's like, dang, like now you already having a kid. It's like, well, dang, like if you have the rest of your life with this person, why are we rushing to have kids? Why are we rushing to start a whole new life? And I understand that it's all in God's timing, but because the discernment of her seeing that, it's all because of discernment. If she seen that he was cheating, like I'm like, baby, we need to see we need to see if you can't cheat after we've been married for a year. Then let's work on maybe, having a baby or something like that. Like, she uprooted her whole entire life. And maybe that's why I'm just like, girl, I don't really agree with that, uprooting your whole entire life with a son already. And now I'm just saying this because we're talking about it. She's talking about having resentment against her daughter. And personally, to me, I despise that because a lot of women have discernment to their daughters. That's a whole nother conversation. But because of what she went through and her trauma, now she's going to have well, this is what she's saying. She's trying to pray to not have resentment, but now you have to deal with a newborn baby by yourself, going through a divorce, moving back home, and then you're gonna see this girl every day, and they always be saying that the babies be looking just like their daddy. I don't know, but it's like you're gonna have to see that and deal with that, all because of maybe your discernment was off, or maybe you just moved too fast. You were too excited. And she was going with him to South Africa. They got married. Like, I'm sorry, I was following the whole thing. They was traveling, they was moving. I watched it from like the beginning, so that's why I'm saying it to myself. I was all good for her dating him, whatever. But it's like the moving, the traveling, and then the pregnancy. Like it was just a lot to happen all in 1 year when you knew that he was already cheating on you and you already had a couple of incidents about that.
That's what it was.
I think that, yes, I think, yeah. That's why
I think that she had a lack of discernment as well.
That's what I'm saying. It's the discernment.
That she didn't use discernment at all. A lot of times what happens is we'll see something, we'll want it, and even when not even necessarily let's forget that she's ignoring the Holy Spirit. The Lord will send somebody your way and say, hey, I don't think you sure about this. Is you sure that that's what you want to do? And he will not just now sometimes we take for granted and think that the Holy Spirit has to keep repeating itself to us, but oftentimes he will send somebody else to do the work and say, hey, you sure this is what you want to do? So I'm almost positive, and I'm not even familiar with the story, but just listening to it, I'm almost positive that the signs were there. But sometimes we be trying to prove a point to people. He will love me. He not gonna do X, Y, and Z. He told me he was sorry. And sometimes when we be wanting to prove a point to somebody, we end up messing up ourselves. But also, you said something in regards to where she was saying about her daughter, how she didn't want to have resentment towards her daughter. Well, I pray for her that she would repent and not feel that way, because she don't know who the Lord will have in store for her that will love her daughter as if he was the one that put the baby in her. See, we don't know how God can do it, but you can't sit here and be mad, because now this is consequences of your own actions. And if we be honest with ourselves, a lot of times that's how we get in these situations. Married, single, it's consequences of our own actions. And if you just repent and press forward, Lord, I did this, I was wrong, forgive me. Because I had my first son when I was 19. And guess what? My husband loved him like he was in the delivery room. Nobody knows that that's not his biological son unless I'm to say something. And it's not to go out and say, well, that's not his dad. No, I have a testimony. That's why I'm able to tell people, no, that's not his biological father. But guess what? He ain't never treated him as if he wasn't. So she doesn't know what is in store for her. And if she's holding in that bitterness, she better get it up out of her, because the Lord could really have a blessing for her. Maybe the next man might be sterile, can't have babies, but he want to have one. And now look, she's giving him the greatest gift. So we don't know, but we got to stop being so ashamed and stop placing blame and take responsibility for what it is that we have done, and be able, and that's what we need, the discipleship.
Yeah,
we can learn, how do we press past this? Okay, you did this, let's go and get up, dust ourselves off, and now how do we fix this?
Well, that's good. I like that you gave that. I like that what you said, that perspective. And I was just coming off it because I watched it, but she was saying in her videos, and she was saying that he served her divorce papers. So that's what I'm like, she wasn't going. I don't know. She wasn't going to leave if she said that. And she did. Now she had these videos out, and she was a first lady. So all that stuff was on social media, but now she has deleted those videos and stuff like that. But people were in the comments, they were praying for her. They're like, we pray for you about that, because you don't want to have that resentment. But that's a great perspective of, like, you don't know what the testimony is. You don't know what's going to happen next, because it depends on what you're going through. I was just saying that because of the lack of discernment, maybe that's what I should say. The lack of discernment, I think, that's why she was moving too fast. So that's what I was saying. And now it's on social media, and people document everything, but she's deleted it now. Now she has to deal with him and all that legal stuff. And now people are on, everybody's talking about it on TikTok. I decided I wasn't gonna say nothing, but we're talking about it. Okay, we're gonna say something, but also I feel like it's so sad, but you see it over and over again, these different stories. So yeah, I don't know what else I was going to say, but I'm going to read these comments because we got comments. So let me get the comments here. Yes, let me get to the comments. So hi, Sabria. She said, Happy New Year. This is such a great dialogue. I'm really enjoying listening. Thank you, girl. She said, I always thought it was crazy that people are quick to have a baby with someone, but yet try to take their time with marriage. If you have a baby, have to deal with somebody for your life. Yes. If you are a good parent, you definitely want to make sure you have a good foundational marriage beforehand, because marriage is a choice that you make every single day.
Hello, somebody.
And when it comes to the work I do in the therapy space, and then just life in general, I come to find that usually if the person was unfaithful before marriage, it's a very good chance it'll repeat. And that's what I was trying to say. That's why I was saying, like, you have to wait. Like, people are just moving too quickly. I was going to uproot my life to Houston, but things happen before. Thank you, God. She was saying she was going to uproot her life to Houston, I guess, for a relationship.
For somebody.
Yeah, for somebody. And that's the women always got to uproot their life. That's another thing me and my friend were talking about. We like, well, why don't the man have to uproot his life? But that's another conversation for another day.
Well, if he had a better job, hey.
Okay, hello.
Come on, he might be
job. Love that. Beautiful testimony. Natural consequences. Okay, so those are our comments. They was coming. I was like, let me read these real quick. Yes, some men do have good jobs. Some of the women have good jobs too, though. So it's like,
that's true. Then you got a whole thing on your hands, but
yeah. So I don't know, but
and depending on how many kids, but he had a whole ministry, so she would. Yeah, it depends. It depends.
The whole kid though, she left. I just feel like it's so sad. But do you have anything to add? You've been kind of quiet, so do you have anything to add?
I just wanted to know the girl's name that y'all were talking about, because this is a rabbit hole I haven't found myself.
Twiggy, but you gonna find it off a different page. I'll get back with you after the podcast.
Yeah, her name is Twiggy, but she deleted the stuff off there. I forgot.
She deleted it, but another girl got it. Named
another girl who got it. Another girl got it. So
yeah, because I'm unfamiliar too.
Yeah, it's on TikTok, and that's so she basically had a whole series. Long story short, she had a series. She started with them grapes in 2023 because I'll try to do them, but the grapes didn't work for me, child. Okay, so she did it. She was like, so when that was very popular. So then she was talking about how she met a man. She called it clergy cuffing or cluff by clergy because he was a pastor, and she never showed his face or nothing like that. But then towards the end, she like started showing his face and like visiting him and stuff like that, and like going out and traveling. And so then I guess they ended up getting married or something like that. But this all happened like this year. She was like doing the things where they got married and they went there. And then literally this was like 5 months ago. Then she stopped posting, and then she just came out with something like 2 weeks ago. And then she was also saying it was like spiritual warfare. She was like she's going through a lot of spiritual warfare. Warfare. I can't even say the word. Hence, maybe it was like all that stuff that was coming out, and maybe whatever they were going through. And so then, like before Christmas, she said she did the little 10 fingers thing, like put your finger down if
Oh Lord.
yes. And then she
Oh.
she it got up to like 500,000 views. And then she did an updated one, and then she was talking about how the church was trying to silence her. And that's another thing too, that the church, and that's another thing, like the body of church, they don't hold their pastors accountable. I also don't like that either. And so it's like, oh, and he's over here he's apologizing, air quotes, to the thing, talking about how he's gonna take a leave of absence. Say you cheated, the pastor always get that's a whole nother conversation, but like he said something or whatever, the church was like, oh, okay. It was one lady there, like, she's not buying it. She was in the choir. She was not buying the facial, what he was saying. So she made that video. I think that got like 100 or 200,000. That was about, because baby, they was asking her all these questions, like, what did he do? Why did you keep the baby? They was asking all them questions. What happened? So she kind of like, what is that called when you like, well, she read them and she answered all those questions basically.
She did a Q&A.
Q&A.
Yeah, basically like a Q&A. Like she was like, all y'all comments and concerns. She addressed the comments. That's what I should say.
Okay.
But then she deleted it. So I'm like, I hope she's okay now. But I don't know where she's at. She was from Indiana. Then she moved up to, I think it's Minneapolis or something like that, or Minnesota, one of those two. So that was her. All about, married men. So
wow.
That was for that one.
Roundabout way.
Did we even talk about this episode for real?
I was like, there is one more episode, child, but woo, okay. That was that episode. That's crazy. I was just talking about how they don't hold pastors accountable like they should for bad behavior, but yet they are quick to judge women and how they dress in the church. I definitely agree. Definitely agree. That was about another pastor, but yeah, they never hold men accountable. Clearly, they the married men. Married men don't be held accountable for nothing. That's just my opinion. I don't know. I'm not saying all the time, but
that's a whole nother podcast.
That's a whole nother conversation. Oh no, you're fine, girl. Trying to keep up with this. I'm reading it. We good, girl. But yes, so that was Dating a Married Man. That episode was. We can finish this one real quick if we want to do episode 12, or if y'all have anything to say about Dating a Married Man. I feel like we kind of covered it all.
Yeah,
this one is really quick though. If we want to talk about it, we kind of already chatted about it, but the last episode 12 was what I was thinking. It's talking about like basically, do you have a list for a man? Like, is there a list? Like, was there things that you want to check off? And I think they were also talking about how Joan was coming on to that man, but it's like, men want women that are soft, but then they want them to take charge. And they want all these different things. You just don't ever know what the man wants, child, because it changes every day. They want you to be feminine. Then they don't want to text you. Then they feel like you masculine. I don't know. But basically, it's just like, do we think women are too picky? And I wanted to know, have y'all ever had to tell y'all friends about their dating life? Like, girl, you too picky? Or like, girl, give him a chance? Are you like, no, girl, wrap that up? That was a lot, I know.
Y'all could go ahead. I'm processing.
When y'all go?
Not saying I dress for the event, but they are much harder on women in church. Yes, that dress was kind of risque. I have thoughts about that. Yeah, when I seen it, but yes, I definitely agree. They are very more harder on women because now she got a baby, and that man, he could just go on by his day like he ain't got no kids. For real. I mean, not legally, but like in general.
I want to say that I like the list. I do believe in manifestation and the power of the tongue. If you a believer, I do believe in that. So I think it's very important. And as you can see, I mean, for them, of course, for the episodes say it happened immediately, but I don't think it always happens immediately, and that's why we sometimes get frustrated in the wait. But I do believe in that. Like even my boyfriend, we just met him on a cruise. He had a list of things that he wanted, and a lot of things that he has on the list embody who I am as a person. So I do believe in that. I do believe in that. Like Sierra's prayer, I think they're like, what is the exact prayer? And I believe that those things are important. This is one of my favorite episodes. The other episode wasn't my favorite, but this one is one of my favorites because I really enjoy some of these relationships. Like I really enjoy Tony with Greg. They were like one of my stand couples, even though she wasn't completely ready for that. She has her ideas of how she wants her life to look, and he can't necessarily provide that. But I really like their chemistry, their passion, and how they kind of balance each other out in certain ways. And I really wanted them to work in my heart of hearts, but I probably knew it wasn't going to happen. And then there's Joan. Joan is a control freak. We all know that. I think that she is a lovable person. She wanted things her way. So like when she goes up to talk to him and she's like, you know what? No. I'm the woman. You take my number. Like, I just think I feel her on that, because when I was out there dating, it's like, I never wanted to ever approach a man. I never felt comfortable doing that, because I was just like, what would the power dynamic be after that? Are you going to treat me like a lady? Or are you going to be like, well, you came up to me, so I got to do as much. I just never was comfortable with that. So yeah, I was not willing to like really just shoot my shot. I'm like, if it's going to happen, it's just going to happen. You know, I may do a little flirting or something, but I'm not one that's going to be like, come on, we need to be dating, we need to be together. So I think she was kind of confused with that as well. She felt like if she were to pursue him, then from there on she would have to lead the relationship, and that's why she was trying to turn things around. I don't know.
You met your man on a cruise?
I did. Yeah.
Oh my God. And he walked up to you?
We were actually okay. So I'm very vocal. So I wouldn't shoot my shot, but I wasn't trying to actually holler. And we were in two different groups. So the guy that I was telling you about with Ready for Love, I was on a cruise with him and his single friends. It was like a guys girls trip kind of thing.
Okay.
And he was in another group, and we just happened to kind of coincide, sit by each other and start talking, and it was history from there. And I was like, he was like, oh, I wanna. We ain't gonna go too far into my life, but he was like, yeah, I want to kind of, see where this goes. And I didn't think he was really serious. But next thing I know, he was on a plane to come visit me, because we live by coastal too. So
period. Well, I was going to ask, like, did you have a list? Because you said that he had a list. So that's why I was at. Did you have a list?
I did have a list as well. And he embodies a lot of the things on my list as well. So yeah. So
period. Okay. Well, what's on the list? Just playing.
Just send me a screenshot.
Okay. I didn't know what to have.
Characteristics, because I think it was just like what Whitley Gilbert said, and she was describing her ideal man. He's like, oh, Whitley, what's your ideal? Oh, I bet he's not broke. And she's like, a man that has all these characteristics can never be broke. I think at the end of the day, it's about the core of a person, who they really are.
Absolutely.
So he has what I wanted and what I've expected, plus more. Everything, all the other things came later on, but I wasn't even looking for those things. He just happens to have them. So hey, it worked. Pretty good.
I have a comment, and then we can go to the next person. I think it's a balance. Sometimes I think it can get easy to become picky if you're not in the field enough, because you have to understand that people are still human. But at the same time, you definitely want to have standards that are comfortable to you. But you have to find that balance of being realistic as well, because you'll never find someone that does it all and has it all. And that's where I'm stuck at. How romantic. Cruise love, yes. And shout out to my friend Sabria, because she is a therapist. Okay, y'all. So she got
Therapist. Love to hear it.
Okay. Does anybody else want to add? Did you have a list? I know. Well, you're married. Did you have a list before you was married? And I know you.
I did. But I learned some things too from doing that. I think that it's like a twofold. I don't want anybody to misunderstand me, because at the time, it was a scripture I was taking out of context. And that's why I was making the list. And I look back now, I wouldn't encourage anybody or discourage them, because it's about your level of comfort. My feeling on it was not necessarily when it came to my husband. I really thought about this like when we were buying our home. And I remember, oh, Lord, I want this in this house and I want that. And at the end of the day, the Lord exceeded my expectations. And so that's what made me say, I'm going to do away with lists, because I could be limiting what it is that the Lord has for me, because I have said, well, I want this, I want that, I want that, and not even thinking about you know, the Bible says, not unto him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we could ever ask or think. So I have now put a limit on what I think that I should have. So in my 40s, I would not write a list. I would, definitely make my request known unto the Lord. Yes, I would like X, Y, and Z if I was not married, and God forbid something happened to my husband, and I was going to get remarried. I would definitely, make my request known. But I always say, nevertheless, not my will, but your will be done, because we could be, what the man say, you think it's small when you need to be thinking big. So that's something that I learned as far as me. And now with Joan and the young man, when she somebody said, I'm here. Hey, girl.
That's my homegirl from
Hey, girl.
from high school.
Is glad you're ready.
That's nice. With Joan, I think that they did right by telling her that, you did not have to follow that man around the museum. Because, see, what we have to know is how something starts can a lot of times be the same thing, it's the same way it ends. They didn't end up together because he was not her person. He was not feeling her like that. Yeah, he did grow to enjoy her, but it was, to me, it kind of always felt like forced a little bit.
Never liked him.
Yeah, I thought he wasn't even feeling her. He was just like
never liked him. He never liked him.
Yeah, it was just like he was just I'm just what the football player said, I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Never liked him. Never liked him.
So that's what it, it kind of gave, and it was because she was the aggressor, and not all men, but most men, they like a little, let me, chase you, let me try to get to know you, because there's a subtle way.
We're in a different generation, not to cut you off, but baby, we're in a different generation, baby. They not chasing.
Yeah, well, it's not necessary that they gotta chase you down, but okay, let's take the honeybee for example. She give off a little fragrance to let you know, I like you, but I want you to initially come to me and say, hey, can I get your number? You don't want to go around passing out if I correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think none of us want to just go around passing out our number to a man, because it's just a right and wrong way. You could be subtle and flirt, but you ain't got to just, she didn't follow the man around the whole museum. So
you gotta go get it.
Listen, and I feel her, Sean was fine now. Okay, we're not negating that. Okay, so she said, I see it, I want it, got to have it. But then again, see, you got to be careful what you want. Now, sex addiction came with that. Did he cheated on her?
Never the right one.
Did he tell her he was with somebody? He lied to break up? All kind of mess, was going on, because you pursued him instead of letting him pursue you. And then even in the trying to control who was gonna call who, she did, with that too.
See it at the end.
So
I'm not gonna call.
It was bound not to work out. But with Tony and Greg, I really do. I agree with you. I really did. I thought that they were really good together.
I did too.
And I think that, again, because Tony was unsure about certain things. She wanted status. She wanted clout. She wanted to be able to say, I'm going here to eat. I'm at Tiffany buying jewelry, not realizing that he was an artist. Those things could have easily come in time. But if you're not willing to work with somebody to try to build that foundation, but you want to I want it in a hurry, you want to be in the microwave society, then I think that was a lot of reason why they could not move forward, because she wanted what she wanted from him. She saw his potential, but she wanted to pull it out of him for the right now, not realizing that it had to be nurtured and mature for him to grow into it. And she just was impatient. And that's how she ended up getting the STD. So
Tony said, a man that I would call phone would never be off.
She didn't want to go back. I want to stick up for Tony a little bit. I feel like she didn't want to go back to Fresno. She thought about her
She
people.
was not. She was doing anything to not go back to Fresno.
She did not want to go back to Fresno, and she thought like if she got with Gray, that she could end up in the poorhouse having to front all of that. And she just saw it, and she just, a doctor and a pointy nice pen and a bic. She got, she got hypnotized. Like I can have this life, and she liked the idea of it. And then when she finally said, "I want to let my heart lead," it was already too late. It went
okay.
And then
now you got the clap.
I was weak because at the end, Joan was like, when she went back to talk to him, she was like, they were like, let's start over. He's like, hi. And she's like, hi. And he's like, okay. So I'm like, she's like, so do you want to get married? You want to marry me now? And then she's like, I was so weak. But I wanted to say, does anybody watch Queen Sugar by chance? Anybody?
No.
Dang. He was on Queen Sugar, like Dondre. He was on Queen Sugar.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he was. Queen Sugar is my favorite show, so that's why I recognize him, because you said I watched it before. Dondre,
Dondre Winfield.
the one that John was talking to.
Sean.
But I'm gonna show y'all how old I am. He used to play on All My Children. His name is Terrence on All My Children.
And he was on Between Brothers playing Dwayne Wayne's brother.
Yep, sure.
That's what I know.
And they were best friends with Tommy Davidson.
Tommy Davidson
and Ring, which is
been a lot of stuff.
101.
There's no dispute.
Yes.
There's no dispute.
Yeah, he wasn't a lot of stuff back then. I went to go look at his IDM because I was like, hold on, is this the same dude? So that's why I knew it was him. That's so funny.
And he was Robert from the Cosby Show.
Sure was.
He was on the Cosby Show. Yes. It's been so great listening, getting ready for the wind down tonight. Oh, yeah, she has a baby. Bye, good night. Love y'all's energy and dialogue. Tony thought of anything tonight like Fresno, even when she looks crazy.
Okay, with that Botox.
Oh my God.
And I love that y'all don't agree on everything. That makes it even better. Perspectives.
We can. That's the beauty
right.
of
Yeah, like, I don't know if it's a good thing or it's a bad thing sometimes.
It's good because it's healthy. We ain't nobody like argued or cussed at each other yet. Like it's good.
Oh, yeah, you was asking me about that. That's what
I just behave.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, and I've been on YouTube, so I'm like, oh, okay. I did like what you said though, Brandy. I was like, hold on, maybe I don't need no list, child, because hold up now, because I might be limiting myself, and that's when you think about it, you don't know. And when you said that, I did think about that. Like I just did apartment hunting, and it's like, okay, do you have a list? It's like you can have like the non-negotiables. I think that's good. Like this is what I want, this is what I need. But then I go to apartments, like I'm like, oh, I like this. Like one apartment's like, oh, okay, there's extra storage here. I would have never been like a storage room on my apartment. I would never been like, oh, I gotta think about this or whatever. I got like, you gotta think about different things, especially when you live on your own versus when you live with people. So I'd like that you're like not limiting, because it could be exceeding. I could have the best apartment ever. If I would have been like, oh no, I don't want this, I'd like, dang, I could have limited myself to something that I would have not even known about that. So I really do like that perspective. I'm like, okay, maybe I don't need to write a list.
I do like that.
I don't have a list.
I kind of started out with a list, but the thing about lists are that you're writing a list for like kind of in the moment. I had to do some more growing, and another thing with a list is you always got to add something. And I didn't want to have to keep adding because at that point it felt like it was nitpicky. And then as I matriculated in life and had to learn some more things, and I had to grow and had to realize too that we don't like, we know ourselves, but when we change, it's a new us. So we're learning something new about ourselves. And it's like, I've never been this before. Who is this? Okay. Who am I? So I couldn't hold on to doing a list because there are some things that I had to learn later on in life. There are some things that took place that might have altered what I thought before. What I wanted 5 years ago, I might not want today. What I had yesterday, I might not want tomorrow. So so that's kind of where I am with things. And now I am in a place where I'm just trying to glean wisdom and and learn.
Oh,
Yeah, for sure. We're literally shedding trees.
that's
Leave
super
my
cute.
growth.
Mhm.
Okay, girl, with the wordplay.
Okay.
Okay.
And
I love to see it.
yeah, so like I'm at a place now where I just want to make sure that I'm handling things wisely
Mhm.
and moving forth with a mindset that is not that of someone who is not in the position that I'm trying to be
Mhm.
in. And because like I mean I've seen a positive marriage take place.
Mhm.
I've seen negative marriage take place, but you don't really know about marriage until you're in one
Mhm.
because your marriage is your marriage.
Mhm.
These is y'all two who exchanging these vows, who exchanging these rings, whose name is on this license. Not everybody who's set the example.
Mhm.
So that's a lot of learning that takes place, and a lot of the learning that takes place is self-reflection. So for now, I don't have a list, but I think I in the garden I think I picked a good flower.
Yeah, all right. Well, praise the Lord. That's all that
Period.
matters.
You
Self
know,
love.
This girl said she had a list of 99 things or 100 things. The person got
right.
99. I was like, okay, girl.
Maybe
Yeah.
for 99 and a
We
half.
love that for you.
Okay. Period. I was like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of things. But to your point, I was like, ooh, take things off, be adding stuff. You know, one thing that isn't on my list, no dang coffee dates. That's never leaving.
You don't
Oh,
like coffee? I love
I'm
coffee.
not
I
doing a
love
coffee date.
coffee.
I
I
love
don't
coffee
like
dates. That would
coffee.
be cute, especially
And
at
you
a
know
little book
what?
shop
In a
or
few
something.
years, you might be
I
like, I
like
just
the
want
coffee date.
somebody
I
to
ain't
take
gonna
me.
lie.
Because, again, just as she said, our interests are going to change. So it's things that I find myself now, like I'm into plants and stuff now. When I was in my 30s, I wasn't thinking about no plant. Put me
Yeah.
on the plane. Not think about a plant. But, um, I see certain things where I have elevated and upgraded, but certain things is just like, oh yeah, you want to go to Starbucks? Sure. You want to go to Temple? Sure. And it's I think that because social media, and I'm not talking about you, I'm just saying I think that social media has messed us up to a point where we feel like I don't know if y'all saw where the lady said, if don't let a man take you to dinner no more because that's benefiting him too and not just you.
Mm-mm.
And now, but then the year before, everybody was saying if they can't take me to the steakhouse, if they can't do X, Y, and Z. And I think that sometimes we overdo it when it gets to learning who somebody is because we have let society take us to a place that we were never meant to be. For me, then it's for me. Coffee's cool because I feel that certain places in my life I'm established, and if I see it and I want it, I'm talking about material things, not a man.
right.
If I see it, I want it.
And I'm gonna do it.
To God be the glory. I can go get it. Where versus maybe a couple years ago, prior to me being married or something, you felt like, well, I want to have a man that can do X, Y, Z. But you know what? Now it's my pleasure to do stuff for my husband. It's my pleasure to be able to tell my sons, oh, you want X, Y, and Z? Let us go and get it. That I don't have to be like, well, we got to wait on X, Y, and Z. I'm grateful to be a help me and to be able to be a help. But years ago, that wasn't my mind frame. And I did have the ability to stay at home and be a stay-at-home wife at one season, but then I started growing and I started understanding that it's going to take me, him, and the Holy Spirit to build this foundation, and it take money to build the foundation. So what we're saying today, we may look back at this podcast in 5 years and be laughing like, I don't even, care about that stuff now. But it's good that we are able to have a discussion about it because when y'all get 42, y'all gonna remember Brandy said.
I'm gonna keep my gripe with coffee dates, I think, for the rest of my life. But
Everybody's different. That's what I
I
think.
don't
Yeah.
drink coffee that's what the issue is. Everybody's different, right? And this is what my experience is on social media. People do change. So the girls talking about we can't go to dinner on Cheesecake Factory. Okay, this whatever. Like that's a little bit too much. But I think that these dudes are like, oh yeah, let's just go to coffee. I go to Starbucks on my own. I don't be drinking coffee. I working. I don't ever see a man I never see a man in Starbucks. But all of a sudden now y'all just want to go on coffee dates because they don't want to spend money because they don't want to go on dinners. That's just what I've seen and what I've heard. Is so like men act like they don't want to take people out to dinner or whatever, and they don't show that effort. And I feel like coffee kind of is low effort. It's just like, okay, let's go get coffee. Like I feel like that's a low effort thing. And then I also think about coffee dates as like business. So when I go get coffee, when I go, like it's a business meeting to me. Like I'm meeting somebody to talk about work or something like that. Now if we're married, that's fine. I still want to be drinking the coffee. But I think that's another thing is that people are lacking the ways to really get to know people. People are lacking people to have a conversation of interest. Why would you just say, hey, this dude literally asked me to go get coffee. I was like, no, I don't drink it. He literally said, I don't either. Then why are we going to coffee?
I think you have to separate a low effort man from a man. You know, I mean, it could be a very fine line. First of all, you have to date people that really like you or sincerely, and I don't think there's nothing wrong with you holding your standards, especially if that's not something that you like to do. For me, I love coffee. I love reading books. So if you say let's go to Barnes and Noble or Half Price Books and have some coffee, baby, I'm all for it. That's my favorite thing. And then also, it gives me an out because I don't like wasting my time. Like she said, we're at a different age bracket than you guys. I don't want to waste too much of my time. So we not hitting it off at this coffee date. I don't have to be there all day with you. Like I'm sitting at the table waiting for the waiter, bring the check. I can be like, all right, I'm sorry, I gotta go. Holla, take my coffee or leave. But that's just me. Like I said, I bet my boyfriend on the cruise, he didn't have to spend no money to get to know me. We was on there just sitting upside, watching the water and stuff like that. I think he did take me to the steakhouse on the ship or something like that. But it was very low effort. But I know that he really likes and enjoy it. He was quick to buy his ticket, get his hotel to come to Dallas to spend time with me. And so I think it would just be separating. So if that's your method of measuring it, I'm not mad at it.
It's my measurement too, but I like that. But like, well, to me, I love to travel. So I'm like, okay, like at least I see a man that likes to travel. Like he came on this trip. The dudes that I be knowing, they haven't even been on a plane. Some of them haven't. Some they don't travel, right? So I feel like to you, like that could have showed effort, and in the sense, even to me or whatever, it's like, oh, this man actually went on a cruise, like went on a trip. That does show that he likes to do things. I guess with me, my thing is that people are not getting to know each other because I'm sorry, I don't have to go to a coffee date to get to know you. Like there's things before that. You could call me. Like people lack the art of conversations. I feel like people don't call people no more. Like you can vet people. So when you're talking about like, oh, I'm ready to go at this restaurant, I really wouldn't go on a date with somebody unless I talk to them. And so I feel like sometimes like that's like the missing link. And I get it. Like my friends, they go to coffee too. But yeah, it's like I don't drink coffee, so I wouldn't go on a coffee date.
Yeah, that don't make sense.
People are offering it as that's just the thing because they're not getting to know people individually. They're just shooting whatever and just saying like, oh, let's go coffee. Oh, let's go to a walk in the park. Are you kidding me?
No, a walk in the park is crazy. Sorry.
And also coffee, I just don't know when we're going on a date because coffee shops close at 7:00. So I mean, are you asking me a date on the weekends? Are you asking me a date like, are we like, what are we doing? And then they want to go walk in the park at nighttime. I mean, do you not care about women caring about their safety? Like it just confuses me. Or even asking me, this one dude literally blocked me because he asked me to come and watch a fight at his house. First of all, I don't know nothing who's even fighting.
Okay.
Watch a Netflix fight at your. These dudes are sending their addresses to people. So I'm like, this is crazy, and that's why I'm gonna have to get all these apps too because it's crazy. Like
that's the problem. Them apps.
Need somebody to old fashioned.
But even in real life, people are still kind of like that. That's just kind of like the crazy ones. But I just feel like we're losing the art of conversation. Like within social media, you can just DM somebody so quickly. You could just message somebody so quickly. Like, hey, you could like a couple pictures, and then boom. Like, there's no I would say trajectory, or like there's no like, okay, you got to give that person a number, you got to speak to them. I feel like that is we're losing that, and then we're not getting to know people within the same way. It's so much access to people. They're like, oh, what's your Instagram? I'm like, I'm not giving you my Instagram. Like, you don't need to know what I'm doing on social media. Some people will give their Instagram. Some people will give their number. So I don't give my number, So it just depends on what people give. But I just feel like that is another thing. So I might not have a list, but I got some I
I
got
have
some
a straight for you younger girls because it's a different time. We in a different
and
generation.
people are and men out here unalive and people, child, you going on dates, you do.
Oh,
Like
that's nothing new. They've been unliving. That's
well, yeah, I mean, but I'm seeing it. I guess I'm seeing it more on my timeline now. But and it's like you got to be so strict now. But then they'll be like, and then all you want to dress up, look cute. And I'm sorry, I'm not about to be wearing no cute outfit to just be sitting at no coffee shop. I mean, some people will, some people do. But that's just not my MO. But also I think it goes back to just getting to know people, just having conversation, like just being able to ask somebody like how are they, what they're doing. And they're just so quick. They just want to meet you. They want to see you the same day. It's like, dang, like let's build, So I feel like that goes into that too. But I'm probably preaching to the choir for some people because some people are dealing with it, but all y'all are in relationships, so maybe not.
And you have to keep in mind, regardless of how you meet somebody, somebody's going to always, to a certain extent, have their company manners on. So whether you meet them online or in person, you're meeting their representative until they get comfortable with you. And why not be cute when you go to the coffee shop? Because let me tell you something, when I go to the car wash, I be sharp. Okay?
Y'all always sharp. I need to go get my hair done.
It's gonna take me an hour and a half to get ready to sit at a coffee shop for 30 minutes. I mean, I don't know. Unless the conversation is good, maybe I don't know. But I work to do work on my own. Like I don't know. I don't just be sitting there like, let me just try this coffee and sit. But that's not drink coffee. So.
Yeah, but you don't drink it.
Yeah, we gotta remember. Yeah, I gotta add that in there, and that's why I wouldn't go to a coffee.
That's important.
Yeah.
So, it's like, oh, I would do something else. I don't know. I was like, oh, like because you can go to like you can go bowling, you can go play pool, you can go do other things, and I guess that's what I'm just saying. Like, what we're not offering those. Like, do people forget how to bowl? Do people forget that we can play pool? Like, do people forget all these other things that you can do? You can go to arcade. And it's all about like, spending money and this not spending money. To me personally, I feel like dudes ask to take you to the coffee shop so they don't have to spend any money on dinner. That's just me. That's what I
don't lower your standards. Whatever you feel like you want, I think that the hardest thing for a lot of us is because of the time that we live in is the wait. But what I encourage you to do while you are waiting on the Lord, you do what a waiter do and you just serve. Just like you're serving us now, allowing us to be here with you. Find other ways to serve, because when you get busy tending to the business that the Lord have you to do, that's when, because, we're not supposed to be looking. They're going to find us. That's what the Bible says. So as you are working diligently as unto the Lord, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and finds favor, obtains favor. So if you know that the Lord is saying to you that you're a wife, just get busy in your servitude. And guess what? He wants his favor, so he's looking for you. So you ain't got to worry about if he's going to take you to the coffee, the car wash, or to Costco, wherever. Because wherever it is, it's going to be his pleasure because you're his good thing. So you just do what it is that you feel the Lord is requiring for you to do in this season, because it's hard to wait. And, you want to know. You see other people having these cute Instagram posts and holding hands and things like that. But let me tell you this also. When people close their doors, you don't know what's going on. They could have just got done WWEing each other. And then they like, now let's take this picture. So don't be discouraged. Just know that God ain't a respecter of person. If he did it for them, he could do it for you too. But you want to make sure that he is the one doing it for you and not you yourself. So that's why I'm telling you, not what I heard, what I know. You ain't got to look, because guess what? He gonna find you. He like, shoot, I'm tired of this. I need the Lord to change my circumstances, situation. Let me go find my wife. And when you least expect it,
that is so true.
Because you're gonna be so busy doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're gonna meet that person that's gonna link up, and it's gonna be, and you're gonna know that this is from God, and y'all gonna be able to build together and grow together. So just do what you need to do. You need to have that conversation. Lord, what is it that you would have me to do? So, because I'm gonna trust you in the way. So
that's so cool. I love that. That's for all the people out there, because I really am chilling, y'all. But I really love that I am going to be real busy now. Y'all got me about to delete my apps off my phone, because
I come in agreement with her. I was not expecting to meet my boyfriend on no cruise. I wasn't even looking. I was looking to change jobs, and I don't like to look while I'm in limbo. I was working, but I didn't like my job. right, and I wasn't looking at all, and it just so happened to be, and it's been one of the best relationships I've ever been in. And we just went on our own little cruise. I think I told you we went on our own.
Oh,
Oh yes, you did. Yes, you did. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's a great relationship.
Won't it do it?
Yes,
about
we will. Every time.
I know I'm about to. It's a new year. I'm like, okay. I literally was like, I'm not about to date this year because last year, I said I'm about to leave these men alone. And honestly,
stop
just
saying that.
How
what?
are you with words? What do you have a way with words?
Me? Well, I don't know. What does that mean?
Okay, so I encourage you to add a little finesse to your language this year.
Okay, add a
So,
little finesse.
so if someone approaches you with a coffee date, be not discouraged. Okay, I see your coffee date, and I raise you breakfast
Oh, okay.
because money is still being spent, time is still being spent, good food is being had.
Okay.
Add a little finesse. Okay.
You know, you trying to make him spend some money for real, like let's do an all day thing.
She just don't want to be lazy. That's
Let's
what.
do some activities. No, we can shoot over to the museum when they open.
Mm-hmm.
Then we can shoot over and have us a little lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Going on to the mall,
Yes,
walk off them pounds or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Go and have a little dinner, maybe a little drink or extra thing. Then after, I will see you next time. I'm so glad we had this time together.
Okay.
I love
Thank you,
meals and I love brunch. I love both of those things. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, so I love that. People just need to ask. But yeah, so I'm not necessarily a finesser, I guess. I mean, I told the guy I didn't want to go on a coffee date. We went to dinner. So I don't know.
But they have to do that in Kentucky too. That might be an
A
issue.
win is a win.
Yeah, so and I got some Italian food. So that was, that was good. But we'll see. But I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna date this year. It's just a lot going on, baby. But I do like that.
Let them like they said, let them come to you. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna let them come to me. So I'm not going.
What are you doing in Kentucky, ma'am?
You said what?
What are you doing in Kentucky?
Living. I don't know what you mean.
Are you from there?
No, I'm actually from Iowa. But I moved to Kentucky like when I was in high school. My dad's retired military, and I went to school like here. I went to University of Louisville, moved to Atlanta, then I moved back. So I'm just here working, honestly. I'm definitely thinking about relocating, but I gotta figure.
He's probably there.
wait now.
Pray about it. I'm just playing. Pray about it.
Do you like bourbon?
I don't drink, actually.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I don't drink. So I tried bourbon for my birthday. I almost passed out. Thank the Lord. I'm still here now. I was talking, baby. I was like, oh, whoa.
Hey, girl, y'all are in the land of bourbon. You can
we are.
tasting or, but okay, I get it.
Yeah. I don't do it. But people do. They come here for a lot of guys come here for like their bachelor parties and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't drink alcohol. I just kind of had a couple of mocktails. I'm a mocktail girly.
Okay.
Yeah, I like mocktails and stuff like that. So
that's good.
That's about it. But yeah, so I'll keep y'all updated. Okay, maybe we could talk a little. Maybe we have to do another first Sunday. Maybe a first Sunday recap at the end of the year. We'll see. Yes. Well, thank y'all for joining my first Sunday series. This was really great. I really enjoyed it. I know we went over a little bit of time. I thank everybody for chatting it up in the comments. Is there anything y'all feel like y'all need to say, or y'all want to share anything like that? I always give people
y'all
time.
like my shirt?
We can't see.
Oh, you can't see it. So it says, who is this?
Maya Jones.
Oh, yes, let me see.
Where you get it from?
William. So one of my big sisters made it for me. Her business is Walk With Him Socks.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I knew that I was doing this, I called her and was like, yeah, I need a shirt.
Yes.
So yeah. But other than that, yeah, y'all are lit. I like y'all.
Yes. Oh, before I have to ask. So I know, Brandy, your favorite character is Maya.
Well, was that my favorite, or you said who do I act like? I don't remember.
No, I was just going to ask who's your favorite character. But I was like, did you say Maya was your favorite character?
No, I said that most people think that I'm Tony, but I said I'm Maya.
Oh yeah, okay. Who's your favorite character though?
Oh gosh, you know what? Monica.
I love me some Monica. I love that queen. She ain't gonna play. Honey.
Monica
When
Charles.
she got out that jacuzzi, please.
Period. Does anybody else have a favorite character?
Ooh.
Mine will be between Monica and William because I love
Oh,
William
really?
too. He's
Really?
so entertaining and funny. I cracked it the most at his jokes.
Okay.
I told you, William could have bagged me. Like,
Really?
he's a package. That man. Well, the character, even though I love Reggie. Reggie, he's really cool. He's
Reggie
actually-
Hayes. Mm-hmm.
He's
Yeah.
what?
He's a nice person, actually. Like, he's
Oh.
cool. I follow him on. We follow each other on Instagram.
Oh yes, yes.
Oh, yeah, he said today is Jill Marie Jones' birthday.
Yes, I'm gonna say happy birthday, Jimmy.
Happy birthday,
girl. Happy birthday, girl. I meant to say that earlier, but
Yeah, but William, the character, would have bagged me absolutely. I probably because of the credentials that he comes with and because of how he moves as a man, I probably would have looked past him being a Republican. I probably would have been like going upside his head every day, or like especially if like we had a Democratic, like if I would have been with William the character during Obama's time, oh man, he wouldn't have.
He's a Republican, but I don't think he's a Trump Republican. No offense. I'm just
You
saying.
know what? I give you that too.
she said, "Ooh, William, though."
I said the character, girl, not the person that
I love William. Did actually he was very desirable, and we was trying to hook him up with the sisters. You could definitely had an opportunity. He dated Jill Scott. She was at the bus stop. You had a chance.
You know?
Okay.
But like, my favorite character.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard for me to say who my favorite. I did like Yvonne.
I love him and Yvonne. That's another one.
William and Yvonne definitely could have made it.
They
I
could have.
feel.
They could have.
And in a close second, y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but I feel like John and William could have made it too.
No.
I feel like they could have like if Dawn would have like not been childish like she was, they could have made it. Like Will is a whole romantic.
Hated it.
Yeah. And he's like those holidays, like how she like.
I know, but I hate it.
I know they would got to get.
It might have been annoying, but so perfect.
I wish they would have just stayed friends. They could have just.
Yeah.
I think like if he didn't deal with Lynn the way that he did, it would probably like give him a little more sanctity. But I don't know,
like
man.
it either, girl. I'm with you, girl. I did not like it. Now, him and Monica or him and Yvonne, William had the best relationship. Can we all agree on that? Out of all the girlfriends, he had the best relationship option.
Okay.
Yes or no?
and he was not supposed to be the main character.
He had the best relationships. Like everybody else, I was like, no, especially Joan. I hated most of her boyfriends, except for
yeah.
Aaron.
Aaron grounded her. Like
That was
like-
great. He put her in her place.
I'm like, yes, he did everything he was supposed to do. That was supposed to be in game for her. If anybody, I didn't like Ellis,
Okay.
didn't like Sean.
I could stand Ellis.
Ellis
Who
was
is your favorite?
I know. Everybody was talking. I was going to say I like the. Oh well, yeah. I didn't want to interrupt, but I was like, I feel like I like Maya's wittiness.
Yes.
So, I feel like she was quick with it. I really like that. But I also like Lynn because I could feel like I relate to her more. Like, yeah. I guess not the maybe not the earth. It was like earth, but it's like more like free spirited. Like, what are we doing? And I also minored in sociology in undergrad. And so it's just like her, like just trying to figure out my way. Like I just did this sort of like just trying to navigate your 20s, just trying to figure out careers where you live. Like it's just a whole lot. So I feel like I relate to her more. So I feel like she would be like, they would be like my top two.
Okay, Lynn and Maya.
Yeah, Lynn and Maya. What'd you say?
I think I have a piece of myself in everybody. Because I see a little bit of myself in Joan as far as how she is with the way that she does holidays and like how she's a friend lover and how she pours into her friends. With Tony, I got a little bit of that superficial when it comes down to being a brand lover and stuff like that and just embodying how she loves herself. It took me a while to get there, but like once I was there, we locked in. Maya, I see myself in Maya because Maya is grounded. Maya does not forget where she came from, but she comes up and she pulls from the people that's around her, and that's what helps make her who she is. And that's kind of how it is with me. Like I have my family and my friends, a piece of them all help make up or contribute to how I am.
Oh,
And,
that's beautiful.
and Lynn, now I'm not Lynn spin freaky, but the way that Lynn thinks sometimes, as far as like how she can play devil's advocate, that's where I'm at with those things. And also the way that her thinking evolves over time in the show. And shut up. And how her character evolves. I kind of see myself in that as well. And William is just in the middle of everybody. He's his own person and he stands out, but he also kind of he knows how to give them their light. And they all kind of give each other the light without seeming like they're all fighting for it. So, yeah.
That's good. I'm gonna have to finish watching all the rest of the season. So I'll come back.
No.
Yes, I'm like, well, like I said earlier, I watched it when I was younger, and then I watch it over now. But y'all got some good character things, and this is just a slight plug because another series that I'm starting is called Main Character Monday. So if y'all are watching this and you're interested, if you're watching replay on January 26th, we're going to like dive into each main character from Girlfriends. Y'all are welcome to come back. We're going to talk about characteristics and like, you know, how they are and just kind of like literally what we're talking about right now, like how we relate to them. If we relate to more than one, how they were presented over. I want to watch more episodes and more seasons, but just to kind of see how we relate to people that we see on TV. And since I already started with Girlfriends, I was just like, you know, we'll just do Girlfriends. I did Divorce Sisters. If anybody watches that, I don't know if y'all watch it or not. I did that one last month. Oh, do y'all watch Sisters? Tyler Perry?
I've seen it, but I haven't been able to follow it. I don't got the BET Plus, but
it's okay. But
I've seen clips and I've heard people talking about it. I've listened to the discourse and woo child.
It's a lot going on. So I did Divorce Sisters in November. So this month I'm going to do Girlfriends, and then it's going to be every Monday, like the last Monday, where I'm just going to go and dive into characters. So we'll do that, and I'm going to kind of do like it from like a therapist and wellness lens to like always have somebody come from different perspectives to just kind of talk about characters. So that was really good. To kind of, you know, put it all together, how y'all said who y'all related to, who y'all favorite character was. I really like that. What else I was going to say? Is there anything that we forgot before we wrap it up? Because I know it's getting late, and I know everybody probably has to go to work tomorrow because it's Monday, and we have to sadly go back into, you know, be corporate America. But yeah, anybody have any last minute thoughts that we didn't get to touch on? Anything you want to share? Anything y'all got going on?
No, thank you so much for inviting me. It was so
for having us.
I look forward to returning. Actually.
Yes. Well, thanks so much for y'all spending y'all Sunday night with me. Thank y'all for sharing it. Thanks for the comments. Really loved it. This was great to start off with the year of Girlfriends, and hopefully we can have more discussions to really shine a light and just kind of see what the perspective is from media, TV, to how we live our everyday lives. Clearly, it's very relatable. So we have some other shows. I'm thinking about doing Insecure and all those other shows as well later on. So yes, I'll be back. Make sure you subscribe and turn your notifications on so you can always be notified when we go live. Okay.
Let me know about that Insecure one because I'm still in my feelings about it leaving us.
Just like that. And yes, Issa. Okay. So yes. Thank y'all for watching. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.